Hello everybody and welcome to episode 47, I think, of my Lizardmen Let's Play. Now, the invasion of Ulthuan is proceeding apace. We've had a little setback as we've just lost one of our regions, but that's not a huge issue. We're just cleaning up some of our homeland over here, and we're about to commence the invasion of the Turtle Isles, which will completely finish off the remainder of Telek's kingdom over here. So let's start getting our guys into position for this. This is going to be a nice quick invasion, I think. I don't think there's going to be much which is really going to be thrown up against us here, so I am just flicking through this quite quickly. Okay, now back up here we're going to be sitting in defensive position for the time being. Where is my other army? You're here. So yeah, we're going to just be holding ourselves in a more defensive position here because they are sending quite a few armies our way. Whereas by being in this sort of more defensive position, I can definitely hold them off fairly easily. So for example, if you look here at my garrison here, I've got a really big garrison and I've got a full army, so that's not something to worry about. And if these guys try to bypass me to get to Lysean, they will take a big hit. Glittering Tower is probably my most vulnerable place here, actually, and even there I'd be able to mount a fairly good defensive battle, so that's not something I need to worry about too much. Okay, we're just going to head up to the Skull Reef here. I'm grabbing us an extra 10k. And we are now on our way to finish off these guys. So let's march at this settlement. And I've got a little freeze going on here. Okay, that's a nice easy auto. We are going to occupy this, which will get us the rest of this region actually, which is quite nice. And level that guy up. Let's smash this little army here. And then we'll move on Gorgazan. I'm not actually going to take Gorgazan, I'm going to smash Gorgazan into the ground. So that's not something I'm too worried about there. We do have a little bit more levelling up to do here as well. I'm not sure I really need that there. Okay, and let's just do a flick through all of our buildings to get our income buildings going. All of these extra elven ports I've got now as well are massively bolstering my income, which is something which is quite nice to have. We're at this interesting point where I'm not necessarily sure. While I've got lots of things to build in some of these places, I'm not necessarily sure they're actually of any benefit to me anymore, because they don't increase my income. I don't really need the income. I'm going to knock this one over and start building some food stuff there. So these ones are good simply because they do up my income. But other than that, it's very much a case at the moment of half the time with these places I'm not really getting any benefit from many of the level ups I do. Okay, we've got this army here, which is... Where are you going? You are just double timing your way up the coast here. Because we do have an enemy army here, which isn't particularly big. So I'm actually relatively confident it can't really do much damage to me. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to be keeping an eye on it, just in case. And yet we can now pop out, so I'm going to pop out public order there, and extra monies. Okay, we've got a couple of level ups to do. And that's the turn. So, next turn we'll, once we've cleared up over here, we're going to start moving those two armies over. We've also got these armies moving up, which are another couple of very big, powerful armies. And they're also going to start making their way up towards Ulthuan at the moment. So Ulthuan is, while I'm not necessarily... My invasion isn't continuing apace at the moment, it has stalled because they have managed to pull a few armies back. And as we've seen through the last few episodes, they have been bringing every single army they can my way. And they're doing things like this. They're trying to absolutely surround me there. However, I'm not particularly upset about that because I've got my own plans to deal with that. I'm going to now they've done that, they've got themselves into a little bit of a tricky situation because they're not attacking me yet, and I've got two very big armies, very, very solid armies I can bring straight to bear on them there. So I think they've not realised quite the situation they've put themselves into there, especially as I don't necessarily have to take them all at once with that setup they've got. So I could hold the settlement and I could potentially smash them in wave after wave, but there's a chance they might take me there, though I would make them pay for it. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try, it's a bit dangerous, but I'm going to try and break them in a set of little skirmishes rather than one big pitched battle where it's all on. Even if I do lose that battle, you know, I'm in a situation where I can still move on afterwards, so we shall see. Okay, so Zlan and Hupek are still doing work nicely enough. As I said, both my other Lizardmen, the other two remaining Lizardmen factions are nice and powerful, if not powerful compared to me. Mazamundi is probably the most powerful of the ones left. Okay, he's just marching an army out. I'm just going to smash his settlement because I'm not too worried about that little army really causing me much damage anywhere. Well, I'll have a look at the army first, but I suspect it's not really of the cause, and if it does take a settlement, my other two armies being moved up will come and smash them to pieces. Okay, so we're nearly back at our go. Once we've dealt with these guys, by the way, we're going to smash those orcs, and we're going to push back up and kill that orc faction with my armies there, and then just go and bolster Mazamundi. Oh, they've taken their back. Or did they always have there? Did I just not notice? So, yeah, that's a really funny army because it's mostly peasants and a reliquary. We are going to burn their city to the ground, and then we're going to do the same thing there. And you can start moving to here. Right. Now, cheeky little save. Let's see what I can unlock here. Yeah, we're going to take this. Now this is where I feel they've messed up a little bit, because I can get into range to hit you, and you are... And now we've got two of their armies trapped between two of mine and all of my reinforcements. So that's a really, really easy auto. And we just smashed a lot of enemy troops. Now we can do this again. So we just forced them to run. Now we can hit this one. Oh damn, they were in the sea. Okay, I put him into the sea because I messed up there big time, and I've probably just lost myself listen because I put my armies into the sea. I didn't realise he was in the sea, so I put my armies into the sea by mistake, which was a very bad mistake. They can now hit Listen with impunity. However, I didn't want to leave my army on his own in the sea, because I would have probably lost, because the Lizardmen aren't great at naval stuff. Okay, you can go via this island. That's nice. And you can start making your way up here as well. And now the invasion begins. So let's start moving straight towards the Great Turtle Isle. We were sieging their next turn, and then we'll spread out and take the other 2 settlements. And I don't know if it's a Skaven settlement or for some reason he's just never settled it. And these places are very high level settlements, so they should do a lot, give us a lot of benefit. Okay, let's level you. Let's start building some walls, and let's level you up, because we've also got this, which is very nice. Okay, let's start leveling up a little bit more. And let's end turn there. So we're getting 19k a turn now, which is very good. I don't really need to keep pushing out any more armies, though I'm probably going to push out at least 1 or 2 more. However, once I've taken Ulthuan, it's the invasion of Naggarond, which I'll just do on a massive scale with pretty much all of my armies pouring into there. And it's just going to be a matter of exterminating the 2 Dark Elf factions, at which point we'll have won. Okay, I'm actually going to fight this battle, because this is a tricky battle. Again, as I said, I messed up. Even if I lose this, I will be taking it back next turn, so that's not a huge worry for me. It's just an annoying little setback because of a misclick. Well, because I didn't zoom in and pay attention to which army was which, and it was actually in the sea. Now, this could be an interesting battle. I've got some nice Sauruses, but they've got more troops than me. I'm going to have to head for them because they've got the bolt thrower. And they do have their archers here, which I can't... Well, but I've got my cav to get around. But the thing to remember with the Lothan Sea Guard is they are anti-large spear infantry as well as really, really good archers, so that is something I do want to be paying attention to, just in case, because they can rip into me. Now, if it was sensible, they'd just form a defensive wedge and let their archers, a defensive sort of circle, and let their archers hammer me while they attack. While I was forced to hammer their spears, but they're not going to be doing that. Let's be honest. They're going to be trying to form a line with the AI and trying to outflank me, which they might do because they have a lot of units, so I do need to be careful. These javelin guys, are basic infantry as well, basic melee infantry as well as javeliners, so these guys are probably my best archers here. Okay, so Saurus Warrior in the middle. This is going to be a very, very boring, but we are going to use boring but sensible tactics, guys. Okay, let's pay attention to this eagle. He's probably one of the scary things. The eagle and the Illyrian Reavers are probably the scariest things. And you see here, I'm going to be forced to push. All of my ranged can start hitting him. If he lands, he's going to get hit by yep, he can have my cav hit him. Oh, that's perfect. These guys can pull around. I'm going to hit their arty first. We've broken that eagle. You can move up here to start hitting their archers. Some of my units are... You can get a heal. You can pull around to the side where you can really start getting some good hits on them. No, you're not meant to be attacking them, you're meant to be attacking them. Now these guys are also really good because they've got a lot of these guys are very good at absorbing missile fire because they've got a chameleon which makes them harder to hit. So if you were to look at it, you'd see that it gives them it helps them out quite a lot because it means they're a lot harder to hit. You guys can get in behind and start hitting. Okay, you can start hitting these guys from behind. As soon as these guys are out, they're charging in behind. Now I am losing to these guys because, there you go, so exceptionally hard to hit with missile attacks because the elf archers are fantastic, let's be honest, but we really are beginning to push it up here and help ourselves. So even if we lose this, it's going to be a very good, it's going to be a good loss. Not that any loss is good, but you know what I mean. It will be a loss we can deal with. Let's get my lord over into these guys. You can start hitting one of these guys, even though you'll probably lose on it. We are breaking some of their units now. They are beginning to break, but so are mine. So we're not in the best of positions here. My lord is about to break, which probably means we are going to be going soon. This is just a bit of a grind fest because these guys have very good leadership, even as do my guys. So, you see my guys are still throwing themselves very aggressively, but these elves are just holding their little line. Even if they are being battered around by some of my guys, especially by my lord. You can see they are getting back up and they're not breaking, they're not letting themselves get broken. And what's really keeping my guys going is the fact that they're enraged, but that's not going to last forever. My cav are now broken. You can hammer into them actually. I know it's not a good thing to do, but I need to do something here. So we're going to try and get some of my melee involved against their archers. Just to try and break them, because that's what's really hurting us at the moment. Now it's a matter of who breaks first. Unfortunately, their lord is really quite scarily. He's not lost. He's still got almost all of his morale, so of his leadership left. So I'm in trouble here. I think I'm not going to pull this one off. The Defense of Lysean is failing us. But they are breaking, we're not breaking and they are. So we might manage this, though I don't think so, because I think their archers are going to keep peppering me as well. And no, we ran. So, it was a valiant defeat, and it really was a valiant defeat. Yeah, we really held there. It came down to the line. That could have gone either way. If I'd got a little bit more damage on their lord, maybe if I'd done a lord off rather than having my lord in with my other guys, things would have gone differently there. But with the elves, it really is a matter of getting their archers, and they kept me. Well, I pinned myself on them really, but they had enough people to keep me pinned. So they could be getting around my backs and hitting me, well, they couldn't be getting around my backs even, but, they could continue to hit me with their archers. And unfortunately, one thing they are very good at with their archers is dealing with things like cav, because they are anti-large. They've got anti-large spears, so actually charging cav into their archers is a very bad idea. Now, the thing which does work is monstrous units, because they're not quite powerful enough to deal with monstrous units. They can still fix you, and as against a player, never ever. If you're playing PvP, I would never charge a monstrous unit into units of Loth and Seaguard, because what they will do is they will pin you with a single unit so you can't escape, and they'll pull the rest of their Seaguard back, at which point you will be taking a humongous amount of really powerful missile fire. It's not armor piercing, but it doesn't need to be, because if they've got 5 or 6 units hammering you, you're going to be going down and your unit is going to be breaking quickly. So it's not a sensible place to be with your monstrous units against players, especially good players who know what they're doing. I don't really PvP, so I could be completely wrong there, but I certainly wouldn't do it. And they didn't actually take the town, they just raided it, which is interesting. They could have tried to get a foothold and get the other army in there. Damn. Okay, so I've lost that lord who's sailing around in the sea. Now I don't really need him at the moment because I've got enough income just now. So that's not necessarily something to worry about. Well, I do think they have now been kicked out of Mazamundi's kingdom as well. So Lothan really is just being pushed back into Ulthuan, where we're going to start encroaching on them. Obviously they do still have the little bit in the Turtle Isle, but even that's not going to be lasting for long. And they're trying to pull their armies back now, having brought them in. And they tried to go for one big push on Lysean, which was a good idea. They just didn't get it. They didn't set it up correctly. I dare say I'm going to be getting more armies coming back soon, though. I'm going to be pushing forwards on the offensive again to really break them. And at this point, I think I have broken Lothan's back. I've just taken out their counter invasion force. So while they probably do have a few armies left, I don't think they've really got anything which is going to be too difficult for me to deal with. Now, I've said that, I could be wrong, so we'll have to see. The big worry now is if Nagarond and the Cult of Pleasure were to join forces, were to confederate, they would become a very powerful force. I mean, they would be a proper superpower there. Now, I would still be more powerful because I've got a lot more territory, but it would potentially mean there'd actually be a lot more fight in them when I go to take them out. However, the size of the invasion I'm going to be sending their way when I do it. I mean, I'm going to be invading from the bottom, from the bottom up in, and we're also going to be sending a massive naval invasion over from Ulthuan, or at least that is my plan, which means I should be able to completely wreck them before they can actually do anything. Well, they'll be able to do something, but it will mostly be running away from my armies which are pushing into their territory. So, oh, we do have a little Lothan stronghold there as well, where the pirates were. So that's something I need to deal with as well on my way back up with my other armies. So for my domination victory, I need to kill Lothan, and I need to kill all of the Vortex factions. Okay, so Kroq can run back down towards Lothan, get himself back to Lothan, and you can get yourself back into Lysean. I'll start heading back into Lysean anyway. You can go and smash their last settlement. Another nice easy auto. Got ourselves some blessed Pterodon riders. Let's get you on a Carnosaur, and let's get you. You're already on a Stegodon. Let's just get you levelling everything up a bit more. We don't quite have that one. This army's going to be sailing up, so they're going to go via here, via Sartosa, then back up in here, and so on and so forth. He's going to hold there just for the time being. And let's head back to the Turtle Isle to see what's going on here. Let's continue the siege and bring in my other army. Let's be honest, this is going to be an easy victory once I've got my other army here. that is a really good settlement. So that's a lot of extra growth, extra money from ports in all of my regions as well, and I'm starting to get a lot of ports. So yeah, and it's already got a huge public order bonus, so that is very, very good. And he's leveled up again. I think we've pretty much got all the spells for him. So yeah, let's start pushing down this one. And you can start marching towards Golden Ziggurat, and he can go towards the Mud Isles next turn. And we are pretty much sorted here. You need to keep heading north. Let's just check how our relations with our dwarfs are going.
Yes.
Oh, you are slowly dropping, but not by much. So I'm not too worried about you. And we're going to go smash those orcs soon, which should help our relationship. Another nice easy auto. Okay. So here we've got a occupied temple city. So occupied, yeah, it's a undead city we're occupying here. So you can see it's all grotty and undead looking. Let's do a bit of repairing here after they raided it. A little bit more levelling up to do, as always these days. And that is the turn. Okay, so things are going well. Well, we can start potentially being a little bit more aggressive against the elves again now. I'm going to start working my way around the outer coast. I'm going to move my other army in just to deal with those green guys. I've forgotten what they're called, and we're gonna be bringing up more armies very soon, so we're in a nice position to be just a nice position to start finishing off Lothern really now. I'm probably going to leave my little army back around here, my slightly smaller army around here, just in case anything does pop up I need to deal with, but I'm not really that worried. I'm going to fight this for obvious reasons, guys, because that is a fairly tough little force they've got there. However, I'm quite confident I can deal with. I'm fairly confident I can deal with that here. Those monstrous units are going to be the biggest issues there, because I don't really have any anti-large. Well, I've got a couple of units of spears who are anti-large. These guys will just get taken out by my my 2 units of sword and shield. Well, the hammer and shield infantry will eat their Phoenix Guard. These guys are probably worst thing to look at, and they don't actually have much range. So my pterodons are going to be quite good. However, they can engage their flying units can obviously engage my pterodons. So I do need to be a little bit careful about that. And I'll try and save my spears for countering their cavalry or their monstrous units as well. At which point we'll start hammering them with ranged attacks. So I think I can win this. Actually, I want to play this a little carefully if I can. So keeping these guys hidden, simply because they are not good at. They have to get good line of sight on people to be able to shoot them. So just want to be a little bit careful. Now these guys are going to be forced to attack. These guys are hidden. I should have put them over here actually. I think they know where I am. Let's move forward to try and goad them off. And in fact, let's just start hitting them with everything I've got. Get all of my range chasing them. Okay, right, you guys, you can go in and pin them. You can stay on them as well, and you can start pushing over here against their lords. You guys can all keep chasing. Oh, that's perfect. Get him pinned. Ah, he landed again. No, now he's down. So my, what is he doing? Okay, let's hit this Phoenix hard. Let's fold in against their Phoenix Guard. My lord can start chasing down their lord. Let's hit this dragon and get my spears on him. There you can see the damage he took there from that big, even though it's a big hit, he took a lot of damage there. Let's get my spears against him, and we're also poisoning him here as well with a lot of these guys, which is quite nice. And we've got him nicely pinned with my spears there, with one of my units of spears. He's going down quite quickly now. You can pop a heal on yourself. Oh, that might not have been the best idea, but never mind. Let's hit this Phoenix. Your spears can go over and deal with him. Is he on a mount? Yeah, he's on a mount, so he counts as large. Now these Phoenix Guard, they are a tough old unit, as you can see by the fact they are still fighting away there. But again, the Elves are, you know, they do have high leadership, and this is their top tier unit. They're the equivalent of my Temple Guard. So they are going to fight and fight and fight. Again, you can see the different style. I do love the way, because they are very different styles of fighting. My guys are far more aggressive, whereas they are far more disciplined in the way they've set up the look of all of these. Okay, let's keep hitting this Phoenix. The dragon is coming back in, but I'm not that worried. It will break straight away. The only thing is, if it does a breath like that, it'll be quite bad. Okay, let's charge in against their Lawmaster. Let's just give him... He's broken completely, and this is it. We've got the mass rout now, guys. They have been cracked and are running away. Now let's just chase down their Phoenix Guard to make sure we get as many of them as possible. So we're just picking these guys off as they run now. Not that they're really getting much chance to run. I think I've done enough damage to them now. Okay, so that was a nice victory. It wasn't the easiest of victories, you know. I lost a lot more people, but then again, when you look at the types of armies, they had a small, very disciplined army. You know, they had 99 people, and technically the auto-resolve was saying they should have won because of the level of their troops. So, you know, I'm going to take the regen there. Now, they are not in a situation to really threaten anywhere now on there, so they are probably just going to keep trying to retreat through all of my territory. They do still have a few heroes about, so that's something I do need to keep an eye on. But again, I'm not that fussed, because I'm quite confident I'm going to really start pushing them, you know, kicking them about the place in Ulthuan. You know, once I get my two other armies in there, we'll be able to really be aggressive in that campaign to take Ulthuan. Are they actually going to attack there again? That's an interesting idea for them. Not sure I'd do that. Anyway, after this end turn, guys, we will be ending this session for the time being. So next time it's just going to be getting up my other armies into Ulthuan and continuing to push through Ulthuan to cause, to get ourselves into to completely take Ulthuan long run is the long aim. And now I do need to be a bit careful because I will have various other factions around. You can see there, somebody else is taking advantage. Agol has also invaded Ulthuan, which is nice because it means I can watch that bit. But again, that is other factions I need to pay attention to. Are factions like Agol, because they are up there and they are not going to be factions which are friendly to me. So I might end up getting drawn into other little wars against them, which I want to try to avoid if I can at all help it. Okay, I'm just going to auto this, guys, because I am at the end of the session. I do want to get on with some other things today. So, and that was a nice easy auto. Again, I've not really... that faction is dead now. They might have some armies left, but there's nothing they can really do. Okay, so let's see what Agol, Mung, and we've also got those guys who I will be dealing with after I've finished off the Turtle Isles. Okay, guys, so that is the end of this session. As always, thank you very much for watching, and feel free to give any constructive feedback in the comments. Thank you very much, guys.